anything like that. So let's go ahead and start off with Lone Wolf.
Hello. Hi, everybody. My name is Bernadette Tolan. Thank you for inviting me to spend some time with you all today. It's going to take about an hour or so, and we're going to talk about front office. And I just want to say right away that there's a lot of pieces to front office, but I'm just going to share with you the basics today. And then I'm also going to share with you where you can find additional resources so that you can either sign up for additional classes or you can register and get them on demand, the webinars that we have available, so you can listen at your own, when it's convenient for you, and also where you can see articles and things like that. So you should be looking at my PowerPoint. Everybody see my PowerPoint really quickly? I'm going to go through this really quickly. So again, thank you for allowing me to visit. I just want to share with you our agenda for today. I am going to go over do a front office overview, right? Just to kind of explain what it is and everything. Then I'm going to talk about how you can add single contacts as well as be able to import contacts into the system as well. Then once you get your contacts in there, we're going to talk about how to manage those contacts, how to create a marketing list, how to create an e-blast, and also how to access training and support resources that I mentioned as well. So give me one moment. Let me go ahead and we're going to be using you guys' Zoom, so feel free to put in any questions that you have. We are recording this. Usually I record it as well. You will be able to, um, let me go ahead. You will be able to get a copy of the recording as well, so that you can listen to what we're talking about and pause me and all of that great stuff as well. Let me kind of move this out of the way so I can see here. All right, so the first thing that I want to talk about just before I get started in the actual system is a little bit about front office as a CRM, right? A CRM is a customer relationship management system. And the reason why I like to talk about that is because it's really an important piece of your business. That's why you guys have a CRM at this point, because what it does is it helps streamline your client interaction, manage your leads, and automate your follow-ups, ensuring that you don't miss any opportunities with any leads or clients or anything like that. When I was doing research for this particular class, I ran across a survey that said 60% of realtors earning more than $100,000 per year use a CRM, right? Customer relationship management system. Why? Again, because it helps you establish and maintain strong relationships with your sphere of influence, which is why we're going to talk about getting those contacts into the system. Also, it helps you centralize, optimize, and streamline your communication. The better you know your customers, the stronger your relationships will be. Right. And you really got to think about that R, right? Relationships, because by far it's really the most important part of the acronym, because relationships are a bridge between your business offering and your customers' needs. Better relationships equals higher customer satisfaction, and front office is the tool to help you do that. So, a couple of ways to log in. Let me talk about that. Uh, if you have a website with us, and you're on your website, like I have um, my fake agent right here, instead of this saying admin, it will actually say login. You would put in your email address and your password, and then it's going to bring you over here to the back end, which is where all of your functionality is going to be that we're going to talk about. If you have other software with us, so you may have what we call our foundation, Lone Wolf Foundation. If that's the case, then you will be able to use the app launcher to get to your front office as well. So a couple of different ways that you can get to this back end, which is where you want to do all of your work. Now, before I kind of go over this, I want to show you really quickly right here. This is your website right here. And notice it also says admin. So it's everything is the same, right? And the reason why it says admin, because I'm already logged in to the back end, and this is yours right here, to the back end of your front office. Okay, so I am going to go over, I'm going to utilize my training database because I want to do some things in there, but I'm going to go over everything that you see here on your dashboard. So going back over to um, my training database here, you see that right at the top, I want to explain what this is really quickly, where you see this green banner across the top that you also saw on yours. So if you're following along, you'll see that. Basically, what this is a live session, live classes that I'm going to actually be doing, right? And you'll see that anytime I'm going to have a live class, it's going to come across, that banner is going to be there. And all you have to do is click that register now, and you can register for that class. Now, when you click the register now, it will have the date and time indicated there. If you realize, you know what, I can't make that class, I'm sorry, but I am interested in that particular session, go ahead and register anyway, because we will send you a copy of the recording within 24 hours. So go ahead and register, even if you can't make it at that particular date and time. And what's really nice about it as well is that you will still be able to put in a question in the Q&A section, and then we receive it via an email, and we will respond to your question within 48 hours. So again, if you see this green banner, that's what it means. A live session is going to be happening. Click that register now button if that's a session that you want to do. And if you can't make it, go ahead and register anyway so we can send you a copy of the recording. All right. So let's talk about your dashboard and what you're going to see on here. So right down here, you see this where it says announcements. Okay. That is for your broker or your admin to type in any announcements that may be happening within the brokerage. Okay. So in this case, you said this says front office, meet your new website and CRM. Only the broker and the admins have access to be able to create announcements. You as an agent, when you log in, you'll be able to see the announcements that they have attached here. And there may be several that they have going through, let you know what's happening in the office or classes that they want you to take or anything like that. So that's a really helpful tool there. Right over here where it says latest post, this again is for your broker and admin. And what they will do is they can attach, if they choose to, they can attach their social media, which would be the brokerage's social media, to front office so that you can see any latest posts that they've indicated. So if they have synced the brokerage's Facebook business page, or if you have an X business page or something like that, and they have synced that, then you will be able to see those latest posts on your dashboard. And that saves you time because now you don't have to, everybody wants to stay in the know of what their brokerage is doing. So now you don't have to go to the brokerage's Facebook page to see the latest posts. You'll be able to see it right here on your Facebook, on your front office dashboard. Now, everything else that I'm going to talk about, when you log in as an agent on your dashboard, this is all about you. Okay. The first two was about your brokerage, but everything else that I'm about to talk about is about you. So right over here underneath your announcements where it says top contacts, these are going to be your top contacts. So you as an agent, you're going to see your top contacts, and your top contacts are really calculated based on what we call a lead score. So you see right here, Diana Prince has a 48 lead score. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, how those scores are calculated, but that's how your top contacts are shown here. Now, again, I'm in a training database, so a lot of my top contacts aren't going to have a lead score, but so that's why it just shows it here as a 0. But yours are going to have lead scores based on activities that they're doing. And I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit. If you want to go to all of your contacts, just click on that view all right there. Next to your top contacts, underneath the latest posts are reports. Okay, this will be a breakdown of your contacts by count and percentage of their status, right? So here is my contact statuses. I have new, I have client, I have incubating, and I have close. Notice that I have different colors over here as well. This one shows me that I have one person that's incubating with a 5.6 percentage rate. Over here, I have 14 new folks that are with the status of new with the 77.8%. If I just kind of hover over a little bit more, I have one that's closed. Over here, I may have you know, two or more that's shown as a client. So as you start statusing your contacts, you will see that right here on your dashboard, what statuses they're in, how many people you have, and then what is that percentage, as well as your total contacts. And then if you click that view all, it's going to take you to the report page. Okay. Right underneath your reports are events and tasks. Okay, these are going to be your events and tasks. So any events that you have created. So in this case, there's a upcoming event coming up, a home buyer workshop. Maybe it's something that you guys are having in your brokerage and you wanted to make sure that you have that event, you establish that event, maybe you sending it to a couple of your clients and things like that. So here on your dashboard, it will show you that upcoming event. If you click on the link, it will take you there as well. If there's other events that you want to see, you click on view all and you'll be able to see that. Then you have your upcoming tasks. Over here, you're going to see any that are overdue, any that are due today, any that are due tomorrow, and any future dated ones as well. So that's your task. Again, you as an agent, that's your task is what you're going to see. Now, moving on up just a little bit, right underneath your top contacts over here are going to be your active transactions. Okay, that's going to be your active transactions that you're going to see here. Again, I'm in a training database. I don't have any real active transactions, but you will be able to see your active transactions there. You also will be able to see your listings right here. Not all of them, but just a few of them. And you click on view all, you'll be able to go to your see all of your listings that you have. Now, your resources, this is another really good one as well. If there are different websites that you go to all the time or guides that you go to all the time and you don't want, and you want to be able to show that right here on your dashboard, you can actually do that. I'm going to show you in just a moment where you would go to create that. Now you can create it or your broker and admins can create that for you because they say, hey, we know you're going to go to the National Association of Realtors a lot, right? So we're going to go ahead and create that link and all you got to do is click it to get there. Or you may say, I go to that website a lot. I want to put that here as well. So it could be a link, it could be a document, you can make subfolders and things like that. And I'll show you where that is in just a moment. So that's everything that you're going to see here on this particular dashboard. Now, right over here at the top, that's your main navigation, of course. You have your contacts, your listings, your marketing, your transactions, your task and events, as well as website. Okay. Moving and reports. Moving on over, this is going to be the setup guide. You don't usually have to do too much with that once it's already set up. Right over here with the envelope, this is going to allow you to actually email and even text your contact. Okay, so you can write from your main navigation. If you want to be able to send an email or a text to your contact, it will allow you to do that. Once you select what you want to do, you create that email or that text, and then you will be able to send that. 1 second, sorry. Sorry about that. I've been fighting a cold for the last month, and the only thing I have left now is the cough. So if I go on silent for just a moment, I'm just putting myself on mute. I don't want to cough in your ear or anything, so I apologize. Right next to the envelope right here is your question mark. And this is going to be really important. And I like to point this out so that you can be aware of what you have here. You can search for different articles. So if you're looking for, let's say you say, you know what, Bernadette, I want to know a little bit more about task, right? You type in task and it's going to bring up all of the articles that we have in regard to task. We also have right underneath this a link for the Help Center. When you click on that link, it takes you to our resources that we have available for you out here. At the top, you're going to see our hot topics. So basically, these are topics that our support team is getting a lot of questions about. So we try to put that out here for you all so that you can say, oh, how to update my profile, right? I'm going to talk about that very high level, but at the end of this, you may say, well, she went over that pretty quickly and she didn't go over everything. Then you can click on update your profile and it will walk you step by step how to do that. So, and those are questions that our support team was getting a lot of questions about. So they created that article, uh, there for you. You could browse our help library. I always recommend you guys take a look at what's new because we're always trying to improve the system. And if you look at what's new, then you'll see some of the new things. If there was any bug fixes or anything like that, you'll be able to see that underneath the what's new. We have quick links out here. We have it broken down in different categories like contacts, tasks, and events, listings, transactions, and reports. But what I really want to bring your attention to is right here. When you are new to front office, we tell you to start right here. Whether you are an agent or a broker slash admin. We have it broken down into those two different sections. When you click on, for instance, for agent, this is going to take you through the basics, the very basics, which is what we're talking about today, to help you get started with front office. Okay, so it's going to break it down for you. It's going to tell you a little bit of content. It's going to tell you before you begin, and then some of the very basics of what you need to do to get started. Account setup, right? Navigating, which is what we're doing right here. Updating your profile, which I'm going to talk about in just a little bit, and then all the different little things that you really need to do to get started. And of course, down here, how to get help with our support team. And if for whatever reason you need to talk to our sales team, we have their information here as well. So I highly recommend that after our session today, and of course, once you receive the recording or anything, if there are any questions that you still have outstanding, definitely utilize that help center because there is a wealth of information out there for you. Um, Combination of articles as well as videos. We also have the product alert that again is letting you know that, hey, we got a live session coming up. You can click there as well to register. We also have our webinar training calendar. When you click on that, it takes you to the different webinars that we have available. And again, we have it broken down by broker admin as well as the agent webinars. We try to tell you about how long each one is going to take, right? You can register. All of these are on demand as well. And then of course we do the live session so folks can ask us, questions and things like that. But here you can register for the different sessions that we have for agent or for broker admin. So that's another awesome resource that we have available for you. And then here is our front office support team's email address. So if something's not working the way that it should, please reach out to them, send them an email, let them know, hey, I thought this was going to work like this. It's not working, so that we can check it out for you. Our support team can check it out and see what's going on. So that's under that question mark. That's going to be important. You guys are going to use that a lot. Over here, this 4 square icon right here, we call this our quick action. It allows you to take quick actions on things like adding a contact, right? Or creating a task or an event, sending an email, any of those things. And if there's something within the system, because this is a big system, so if there's different pages in the system that you go to all the time, and instead of having to hunt and peck for it, you can actually bookmark that so that it will show here on your dashboard here as well. And all you got to do is click it and go directly to that particular page. So that is our quick actions. Now, underneath your profile icon right here, when you click on that, you can go back to your dashboard. So I could be anywhere in the system, click on my dashboard, and it will take you back to the beginning dashboard that we have there. You also can edit your profile. I'm going to come back and talk about that in just a moment because we're going to do that. I'm going to show you some things about that in just a second. you have your settings right here. This is where it's going to allow you to make changes to your site and things like that. Lots of different settings out there that you can go through there. You can log out. And then, of course, we have some tools down here like ad marketing. Boost ad dashboard will allow you to boost a listing, or if you don't have any listings right now, it will allow you to boost yourself so that folks can see out there on the internet more information about you as an agent. This is where the resources are located that I talked about, that you can create, whether it's a link, or if I click on this create button right here, it's going to say, what type of resource do you want to add, a link, a document, a folder, any of those different options that you want. You just put in the title and so forth. This is where you can say the different folders that you might want it to be a part of and so forth. Once you have set this up, if you want to display it on your dashboard, then you would check this, put in a little description, and then that's going to show on your dashboard so you can quickly just click it and go to where you want to go. Again, going back to my profile icon, we also have what we call switch sites. Okay, so basically, as an agent, the only site you can switch to is the brokerage's site. From a broker admin perspective, if one of your agents come to you and say, hey, I have a question about this. I'm a visual person, so it's a lot easier for me to be able to see exactly what they're talking about. So from a broker admin perspective, you'll be able to actually go and log in to their site to see exactly what it is that they need help with. But from an agent perspective, it will take you to the brokerage's site here. And the last thing underneath your profile is the view site. That's going to take you, if you have a website through front office, that's going to take you to your website if you have one available through front office. And typically what I like to do is just open that up in a new tab if I have one and go to my website. So there's Mark's website right there. All right, I'm going to go back up to edit profile and talk about this for just a little bit. Now, before I actually get into editing the profile, I want to show you something here. So I'm going to go to the brokerage's website right here and click on this. Your brokerage may say, mine says meet the team, or you could say yours may say our team or meet the team, or anything like that. Basically, what that is when someone's on your brokerage's website. So let's say I'm a lead, right? I don't know anybody in your town, and I'm looking for an agent. So I'm on your brokerage's website and I click on meet the team, right? Or our team or whatever. What that's going to do is bring up all of the agents that we have in our brokerage, right? So even if I go over here to yours, you guys have meet the team, right? When you click on meet the team, it's going to show me all of your agents that you currently have in your brokerage, right? And it's going to have, their names. Some have pictures, and I'm going to encourage you to put a picture if you don't have one already. So going back over to my training site, here are all of my agents, right? So let me show you why editing your profile is important. So let's say I'm just looking, I don't know anybody. I'm still that person, that lead. I don't know anybody, and I want to pick an agent. So over here, I start looking at everybody's profile. So I'm just going to pick Susan, right? And okay, Susan has her name, she has her email address, she has her office information, and she has testimonials where someone can go and write her a testimonial. Okay, she doesn't give me a lot of information about herself. So I'm going to go back to meet the team over here, and I'm going to select Mark. Okay. When I click on Mark, give it a second. This is Mark's profile page, which means he's still connected because we did meet the team. He's still connected to the brokerage, right? So me as a lead, I see Mark's profile page. He has a nice little image right here. We call that a hero image. If I move on down, he has search opportunity right here. He has information about himself, his email, his cell phone. I could go to, if you have a website through front office, I can go to his website. Um, if not, you have a website, you can attach that website information here as well. But I can go to his website. He has his Facebook business page, his X business page, his LinkedIn. He has a bio here. He also lets me know that he speaks French, right? So if I'm looking for someone that speaks French, there he is, right? He also lets me know he's part of a team. He also gives me information about he is a Gold Keys, he's Gold Key certified, or he's a leading RE marketing specialist, and so forth. He also has his office information. He has testimonials, but he actually has testimonials out here so that me, someone that don't know anybody, I can see what other people are saying about him, right? And then he has his footer, and then he has this down here that we call a call to action that says, how can we assist you? Okay. So here, me, if I'm looking at his page and he resonates with me and I say, wow, I look at his bio, I look at the testimonials, I want to contact Mark. So then I can click on the button and put my information and contact him, right? So that's the difference that editing your profile can make. It can establish you, can help you stand out just a little bit more so people can connect with you. Because if I'm brand new and I don't know anybody, I want to find somebody that I feel that I can connect with, right? So I'm going to show you in just a moment how he was able to do that. But I'm also going to tell you that at the very minimum, we recommend, okay, if you there's a lot that you can add, but at the very minimum, we recommend that you put like a hero image out here, that you put your bio out here, that you put your language, if you speak a secondary language out there, that you feel comfortable enough to conduct business in, that you put that out there, and also that you put your agent highlight information out there because people want to know, right? And that you are Gold Key certified and things like that. That makes them feel a little bit more comfortable with conducting business out there if you have something to put out there. And then also, if you have testimonials, we recommend that you put that out there as well because people like to, I know I like to read reviews, right? So on anything, before I do anything, I like to read reviews, to see what people are saying about a restaurant or spring break's coming up, so we're going to be going to an Airbnb. Before we selected that Airbnb, we looked at all of the reviews. So definitely put your testimonials out there. Now, how did Mark make his edit his profile page? So right over here, again, from his profile icon, we went to edit profile and it brought us to this page right here. And then what you would do is click on edit agent. And this is where you would go to put in that additional information. You got your primary information. More than likely, your broker's already done that part for you with your name and your email address and your cell phone and things like that. So you don't, most of the time that's already done. So you don't have to worry about that. And most of the time they've already added your MLS ID and things like that. Okay. Now, what you do want to do is just make sure everything is correct, right? Your name, spelling is correct, your phone number is correct, things like that. You can add your contact information out here, but I do want to make mention of this text notification because of the fact that some folks like to receive real-time text notifications, right? When anytime a contact does anything on their website or anything like that. So you want to make sure that this is toggled on, and then you want to go through here and determine what you want to receive real-time text notifications about. So if you have a contact that has a property inquiry, or they requested a showing, or a contact has been assigned to you and you want to receive real-time text notification, you want to make sure that this is checked. And you want to make sure of course, that your mobile number is correct so that you can receive that real-time text notification. So everything that I have checked here, Mark will receive real-time text notification about any of these things. If there are some things that you don't want to receive, just uncheck it, right? Now, I do want to make mention of the 2 and the 100. This one is contact looks at a property 2 times. If I have a contact on my website and they looked at the same property 2 times, the system's going to send me a real-time text notification. So you would need to put your criteria in there. Do you want it 2 times? Do you want it 5 times? Whatever it is, you would need to put that in there. The lead score, I talked a little bit about that. That's if your contact is once you create that contact and they're going out there, and I'm going to talk more about it, but they're going out there and they're favoring properties and things like that. The system gives them points for different things that they do on their own. So right here, you would say, when my contact's lead score exceeds, in this case, it says 100, I want to receive a real-time text notification. You may say 25, you may say 50, whatever it is, but you would need to fill that out. So basically, you just kind of go through here and determine what you want to receive real-time text notifications about. Make sure that this is toggle on, and you will start receiving those real-time text notifications. Your profile settings, this is where you are going to upload your hero image. Okay. We do recommend that you do that. People like to see uh, what folks look like and things like that. So definitely put your headshot out here. Also, you can put in any titles that you want to, your professional title and things like that. Spoken languages, again, if there's a language that you speak, you feel comfortable enough to conduct business in, you can indicate that here. We got American Sign, we pretty much have all the languages out here. American Sign Language is out here. Folks a lot of times they're looking for someone that speaks in that particular language to help them. So that, again, that will help you stand out. Right underneath that headshot, this is where you can determine, do I want to display active properties on my profile page? Do I want to display pending properties on my profile page? Do I want to display sold properties and rental properties? If I do want to display rental properties, do I want them to be combined with my sales, or do I want them to be separated? If I do want to display sold properties, how far back do I want to go? You can select anywhere from 1 week to 20 years. Okay. And then how you want to sort it out. Right. Moving on down, this is where you would put your bio. And then, of course, you would check, this is checked by default, display it in your agent roster there, because you want to display it on your profile page. You also can put in a video bio as well. I worked with the brokerage about a year and a half ago. And what the broker would do is he would videotape each one of his agents, right? He would have the brokerage's sign behind them and everything. And then he would ask them questions like, what made you get into real estate? How long have you been a realtor? Tell us a little bit about yourself, things like that, right? And once he finished the interview, he did it with each agent. He would upload it to the brokerage's YouTube page. Then what the agents would do would go to the brokerage's YouTube page, go to their video, copy the embed code and put that in here. So not only would they have a written bio, but they will have a video bio as well. A lot of times, we like stuff quick and easy, right? So sometimes people don't like to read stuff, but they'll look at a video in a minute, right? So they will look at the video, they see the agent, they see how they interact with their broker, they see their mannerisms, they see their smile, they see why their passion for real estate and all of that, and they choose that agent. So you could do one or the other, or you could do both, right? So that's another option for you to do that out there. This is where you would put your agent highlight. Okay, so definitely put that out there. And then, of course, you can put your email signature out here. That's important to put all that information. I'm not going to have time to go through everything, but I do want to talk about like the web details. So this is where you would put like your website. So if you have a website that you want to display on that page, make sure you put that in there. Your social media, right? So put your URL for your Facebook business page, your LinkedIn, your X, those type of things. And last thing I want to show you is the page info section. This is where you're going to put that hero image, right? And the nice thing about the hero image as well is you can change this out as often as you want. If you want to change it with the seasons, right, with the holidays or whatever, you can certainly do that. But that's where you would put that hero image and the call to action that we saw on Mark's profile page as well. So again, the profile page really, really helps you stand out. And once you put everything that you want, you just click that update. But it really helps you stand out from everyone else. And at a minimum, at least put your headshot out there, put a bio out there so folks can see a little bit about you and be able to connect with you that way. Okay. All right. Moving on over a little bit, let's talk about those contacts. If you guys haven't gotten any contacts in, try to try to work on it today. Get your contacts into the system, right? So here with my main navigation, I'm going to go to contacts. And that brings me to my what we call the contact summary screen. Okay. On your contact summary screen, you are going to see name, primary phone number, status, type. I have lead score here. Follow-up date could be here, last active, creation date. However, that's what I have on mine. But if you click on this gear right here, you can customize this to show exactly what you want to show on your contact summary screen. So if I'm not really worried too much about the creation date, I can just X that, it comes back over here and it's gone. But let's say that I do want to have their email address out there, right? So I could put a check in that, it comes over here. And what's nice about this as well is that I can put it in the order that I want it in. So if I want the email to be right next to the primary phone number, okay, and then I hit apply, give it a moment. And so now there's the email right next to that primary phone number. So you have the ability to customize your contact summary screen. And once you get more involved with your front office, you'll know exactly what you want to show on your contact summary screen here. Okay. So you do have the ability to do that. Right now, we're looking at this in a list view, but you can look at it in a card view as well. You can also filter up here by status, assignment. If you're cleaning out your database and you want to see all of your invalid emails or all of your invalid mobile numbers, you can filter by that as well. You can filter by type, priority. There's so many different ways that you can filter your contacts as well. Okay. So those are your options. Invalid means that it's an invalid email address. It could be also an invalid phone number. Opt-in, basically, when you see this right here, it means that the person needs to opt in to receive text messages from the system. Okay, so we know that the cell phone carriers are very strict about receiving that type of text message, so they may need to opt in to do that. Okay. You're going to see your contact statuses up here. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Over here, you can create an individual contact, or you can click on the drop down and you can do a bulk import, which is with a CSV file or Google import. So I'll talk about that in just a moment. And don't forget, you can always create a contact using the quick actions up here. So if I click on create, really quickly, that's going to bring me to my primary information, my new contact primary information right here. And then all I would need to do is put in my contact's name. So let's put in a contact really quickly. Okay. And, and then of course a phone number. Let's just make a quick phone number. Okay. And then the type, we're just going to say home. And then over here, of course, if you don't have all of this information right now, that's fine. Just put in what you have at the time, right? And then you can go ahead and save, but try to get as much as you have entered See, let's see. Okay. So try to get as much as you have entered as soon as you can. Their preferred contact method, I only have home and email, but if I had selected mobile, it would say home, email, or mobile number, right? So we're going to put that there. You can add as many phone numbers as you want, but this is the main thing that I want to talk about right here is send email confirmation. That's checked by default. So when you create a contact, that contact will receive an email. When this is checked, they will receive an email that you have created an account for them. And within that email, they are going to receive their user ID, which is going to be their email address, as well as a temporary password. Okay. And it will let them know that, hey, I've created this account for you. You can come out here and you can do some stuff. And I'm going to show you in just a moment the things that they can do. Okay. Now, the system's going to automatically create a password for them. But if you, for whatever reason, want to manually create a password, you can do that. You can uncheck this as well. So if I'm creating a, let's say I'm adding my mom. I know my mom's not in the market to sell her home or anything like that. Okay. But I still want to add her to my database because maybe I want to make sure she gets my drip campaigns for holidays. Okay. And even though I'm going to talk to her, of course, but I still want to make sure she receives my drip campaign for holidays. Okay. So she's on there because sometimes parents forget that you're a realtor, right? I had a great example of someone telling me that her mom will always forget that she was a realtor. So you by sending them, keeping them on that drip campaign, that reminds them. So if they do have some friends in their sphere of influence that may be in the market to buy or sell a home, they'll remember that, hey, my daughter's a realtor, that type of thing. So you want to keep them in the loop with that type of stuff, right? Sending them little marketing things and things like that. So, but I don't want to send her an email confirmation, right? I don't want her to get a email that says, hey, I created an account for you, right? Because my mom, she's going to call me and like, why am I getting this email? What, you created an account for me, right? She doesn't need that. So then you can just come here and uncheck it so that she doesn't get that email confirmation. She's still in your database, but she's not going to get the email confirmation because she's not going to know what to do with that account. She's not in the market to sell her home or anything like that or buy a new home. So she doesn't need to go in there and do anything, right? Lots of other stuff that you can add with your contact, contact details, contact information, and so forth. Once you have what you want in there, you click create contact, and each one of your each contact, excuse me, that you create is going to have their own individual profile. So here is the profile that we just created, right? Contact history, own individual information that we added in there. You can add a tag in there and things like that. Now I'm going to go back to contacts because I want to show you someone that has information so that you can see the difference here. So I'm going to go to Diana, to her individual profile here. So again, here's her information. If I need to edit anything, I just click on edit contact. But let's go to her website activity. If Diana is on your website and she's looking at homes, right? She's looking at homes and things like that. It is going, you can see what homes that she's looking at in her individual profile. So she got your email, she logged in, and she looked at 7 Summer Street right here in San Francisco. You're going to be able to see that, right? And the status of that home. That's going to be helpful for you because now you see exactly what type of home that she's looking for. Maybe you send her a listing that just came out today or something like that, or you can create a saved search for her, anything like that. So you're going to see that. This notes right here, this is going to be notes that this is for you to create notes about Diana. She's not going to see that or anything like that. These are notes that you can maybe put her kids' information out here, their birthdays and things like that, because the main thing, you're trying to build relationships, right? Favorite properties. If Diana was out here again doing stuff, she's favoring properties and things like that, you're going to be able to see that. So real quickly, I'm going to bring up So you should, and let me know, you should see where it says my agent, Mark Jackson. That's what you should be looking at right now. If you're not, please let me know in the chat or someone come off and let me know if you're not seeing that. So when she receives that email, Diana received the email. She went to your website. She used her, she put in her user ID and her temporary password. This is what she's going to see, my account, right? And she's going to see her agent's information. So she's going to see your information right here and all the information that you have established in your profile. She can come over here to the personal tab and then she can edit anything that she wants to edit here. She can change out that temporary password right here. If she needs to update her phone number or do anything like that, she can do that. If she wants to manage her subscriptions, so you subscribed her to something and she doesn't want to get that anymore, she can unsubscribe. This is also where she can click on the manage subscriptions to either opt in or opt out of receiving text messages out of the system. She also can create her own safe searches, but not only can she create her own and see them here, but she will also see any searches that you have created for her as well. So when she logs in, any searches that you created, uh, she will be able to see right here. Not only will she see her searches right here, but remember, you'll be able to see those searches that she created in her individual profile in your front office CRM. Okay. She can go to the favorite. So these are the homes that she's favorite, right? Again, you're going to see that in her individual profile. If she removes something from favorite, you will see that there as well. Now, this notes is different from the one that I showed you before that I said, hey, this is for you to put like her kids and things like that. These are notes for that she may have put on the property, on a certain property that she was looking at, or it could be notes that you put on a property for her, right? So like right here, love this floor plan. She did that, right? Or over here, she said, I love this location. So these are notes that as she's looking at different properties, she is putting a note on there. And guess what? You're going to be able to see those notes as well on those particular properties. So if she says, I love this location, maybe you create a safe search or send her additional listings that are in that particular location. Market Insight, she can create her own market insight as well. So if she wants to, she has a certain zip code or area that she's interested in, she can create that, put in her criteria, and you're going to see that within her individual profile as well. Okay. And over here, the last thing here is docs. You guys can share documents back and forth through the system. Okay. Now she can upload a document. It's going to display here as well as on her individual profile. You'll be able to download it and see what the document is all about. And you as well can upload a document here and be able to, she'll see the document as well, and you'll see it in her individual profile. Now, please, please, please be careful, even though we have a note here. If your client wants to utilize this document section right here, please advise, and again, it's notated down here, but we also say, please advise them as well. Make sure there's no personal identifying information like their social security numbers or tax information or financial information. Really important to let them know that, okay? So, but if there's any documents that you guys want to share back and forth, you'll be able to do that. Okay, so that's what your contact will see. And just to kind of show you, go in here, documents, right? You can view the details, and this is where you can click that plus sign to add a document. You will be able to see message her out here, her favorites out here, her saved searches will be out here. Again, whether you created it or whether she created it, anything that happens, you'll be able to see in her individual profile. Okay. All right. Now, going back over to my contacts, and if there's any questions, I'll definitely answer them at the end of our session today as well. Now, going back over to my contacts, the other thing that you can do is, if, you know, you can do it one at a time, of course, but you can do a bulk import. So right here, create click on the drop down, click on bulk import, and then you can import a CSV file or you can do a Google import, right? That, of course, if you import, that's the quickest way to get your contacts into the system. Okay. If you don't have a CSV file, you can download one from right here, or you can download one from down here as well. Or if you have it on an Excel spreadsheet, you can just go up to your Excel spreadsheet, go to Save As, and then save it as a comma delimited file. And then you can, it's now a CSV file and you can import it in. One of the main things that I want to talk about here is that you want to make sure that you put a confirmation email address here because you want to be able to go in and do other things. You don't want to just be sitting here waiting for it to get completed. So what the system will do is it will send you an email to let you know that your file is complete, right? So now here's my CSV file. Couple other little things I want to take note of. If everybody on this list is in a certain marketing area and you want to attach a marketing list to them, you can do that. If you want to exclude contacts without email addresses, so you look at your file and you don't have email addresses for some folks, you can check this and they won't be imported in. You also can check this one here to update existing contacts. So you know we just added a contact manually, but let's say that you looked at your file and you realize that, oh, I have this person on my file as well, right? You can say update the existing contact. Now be careful with that because when you select that, it will override. It will override what you already put in there. So make sure that the phone number that you manually put in there is either the same, or if it's not the same, which one is the most updated, because it's going to override the information that you manually put in there. Okay, or any information that you have in there. So you definitely want to make sure that you are taking a look at that spreadsheet and seeing what is the most updated information. Okay, so those are the two things that you can do right there. We also advise you to make sure you take a look at this import checklist before you import. So compare your spreadsheet to the pre-import checklist. That's going to help you cut down on email bounces and things like that, right? So definitely take a look at that. When you click on import contacts, then we have the lead mapper right here. Very easy to do. Basically, you're looking at the column names in your file, and then you're looking at the system fields right here. So first name, last name, last name. Email's already there. Cell phone, I usually just put that in primary phone. Um, Mailing address, you could just look for address. Notes, if I have notes on this account, let me find it. I can just put in notes, tags, right? So maybe I have buyer, seller, different tags on here as well. And if there's something that I don't want to map over, then just leave it, right? And then go over here and click import. Process is processing, and then it will go back to your contact summary screen and it will say, hey, we're going to send you an email when it's all done. Okay. Now, really important, get your contacts in. Once you get those contacts into the system, then you want to be able to go and send them e-blasts, drip campaigns, anything like that, right? So once you get them in, you go over to your marketing, and this is where you can create drip campaigns, create e-blasts, create text blasts, or anything like that. Now, we do have templates out here for you. Please feel free to go out there and update any of those templates that we already have out here, but you also can create your own as well. Now, the first thing that we tell you to do, and if you guys got about 5 more minutes, I'll be done in about 5 minutes. The first thing that we advise that you do is go ahead and click on the list, right? Because that is where you would create your marketing list. A marketing list is really important because it will help you target market, right? So the advantage of it is that it allows you to segment your audience based on specific criteria, such as location, property preference, buyer history, and things like that. It also increases your efficiency by having ready-to-go leads of clients you can just quickly send out targeted communication to, and it's cost effective, right? By narrowing down your focus to two specific groups, you avoid wasting your resources on leads that are just not going anywhere, just not doing anything. So that's going to increase your marketing bucket a little bit. So once you click on list, it brings you to your email list right here. Again, you have the opportunity to customize this, but I'm going to go ahead and click create. And then it wants you to put in a marketing list name, right? So it could be, like I said, location, property, first-time home buyers, retirees, anything like that, right? So the first thing it wants you to do is to put in a name. So today I'm going to use my marketing list that I'm working on is expired listings, right? So I'm going to put that in there. And then you can put in a description. It's not mandatory, but it's helpful for you to remember, well, what is this all about, right? This is pretty self-explanatory, but it's always nice to have a description in there. Another thing that you can do is assign an action plan to this list. So basically what that is a to-do list. So if you already have created an action plan, basically all the things that you want to do in regards to these folks that are part of this expired listing list, then you can attach that. And that way you can get reminders and things like that of the things that needs to be taken care of. You can also subscribe them to a market insight report if necessary. Now, when you create a marketing list, most of the time it's going to be you have to manually add your contacts here. But you can also make this what we call a smart list. Basically, what that means is that you set up some criteria, right? And there's a lot of different criteria. So when you create your marketing list, you determine the criteria that needs to be supported there. And when people are on your website and they meet that criteria, they will automatically be added to the marketing list that you are creating. So let's say you're creating some type of a buyer's marketing list and you have it segmented by my buyers that are looking for homes between 300 and 400,000, right? Then you would select that particular criteria, and then someone that's on your website that meets that, they will automatically be added to that particular marketing list. But I'm not going to do that in our case today. I'm going to go ahead and click create. So my list has been created, but now I need to add my contacts. I can import contacts in. So if I have those folks on a spreadsheet, a CSV file, I can go ahead and import them. I can also manually add them in as well. So let's add Edward, and let's add one more for our purposes today. Okay, Oliver. All right. So we're just going to add those two. And then I come up here and I would save my list. You can also export the list as well and use it for something else, but I'm going to go ahead and save my list. Once you create that marketing list, so now I know this is the targeted audience that I'm looking for, okay? And I want to create an e-blast for this particular list. I come back over to marketing and I go ahead and click on create e-blast. Give it a second here. And then this is where we have the templates located in here. So you can search for a template that might meet that criteria. If you don't see anything that meets that criteria, you can also take a template and just kind of tweak it and change it or anything. But if you don't see anything and you want to just create brand new, you come over here and say, plus create new email. From an agent standpoint, all you need to do is give it a name, okay? From a admin broker standpoint, you would need to say who you are creating this list for, okay? So am I creating it for the company, for an agent, or for self? Okay, right? But from an agent standpoint, you just give it a name, and then email designer is selected by default. If you want to utilize the HTML, you can certainly do that. That gives you a little bit more options there, okay? And I'm going to click on Create eBlast. Once you click on Create eBlast, it gives you a brand new canvas right here, but it helps you along. I want to add my header right here. I can do some more things to that. I'm going to add more content. I'm going to add my text right here, okay? So and anytime that you're going to create e-blast, text blast, drip campaigns, I always suggest that you go ahead and map it out in a Word document so that all you will have to do is copy and paste. Okay. Now I can, bold this, I can add links in here, those different things. But I do want to make mention of this because this is really important. The font size default is 9. That's really small. So you would need to make sure that you increase that so that your folks can see, um, you know, your email when it comes out because they wear glasses like me. Even with my glasses on, that 9 font is very small. If you're going to be adding more content boxes here, you can go over to global styling and change that font out for all of the content boxes that you may be adding. Over here, add more content. Let's add a couple more things. My image. So I want to add an image, upload, right? So let's find an image that we want to upload here. And let's see. Um, Here we go. Okay. And then, of course, you can do more things, change out the color of the background and things like that. Let me add more content. Last thing, and you see all the different things that you can add, but I also like to add the social media so that when they receive my email, they can click on my Facebook business page and things like that. So basically, you would need to put in your URL for your social media right here. Once I'm happy with this, I can send myself a test email. I can see what it looks like on a cell phone, on a tablet, on a computer, right? Once I'm happy with this, I would save it. And then this is where that marketing list comes into play. It does allow you to create a new marketing list right here, but it's just so much easier when you go ahead and create the marketing list first. Come over here, and then here's my expired listings. I select that. I hit next. I give it a subject line, right? And you want to think about that subject line, right? Because you don't want them to put it in spam or just delete it. You want them to read it. So you want to take a minute or two to think about what's going to get them to open it. Backend user, that's going to default to you. If you use any type of tracking like Google Analytics or anything like that, you can add that tracking information. You hit next. This is where you're going to schedule it. You can send it immediately. You can send on a particular date and time, or you can send on an anniversary, which is going to have some triggers that you can select from. But I'm going to say send immediately and hit this save right there. That's going to take me to uh, my fourth stage where I'm going to review everything. I still can edit it and everything. However, even though I said send immediately, and no matter what you schedule, send immediately, send on a certain date and time, on an anniversary, you have to activate it, right? If you don't click the activate button, it's going nowhere. Once I click activate, then my e-blast will go out. Okay, so remember that. If you don't click the activate, it's going to stay in draft format and go nowhere. Okay. All right. So that was a lot of information, I know. Don't forget to go over to the question mark and go to the help center for any questions that you guys, any help that you need or anything like that. Let me see if I have some questions out here.
Yeah, this was good. This was a lot of information.
Yes, it was a lot of information. That's why I like to make sure you know where you can go for the help. We also like to make sure that we send you the recording so that you can stop. Um, so I see a couple. Oh, okay. Wendy said I already answered it. All right. All right. So the system, that was just a little bit, right? That was just to show you, get your contacts in there. Once you get them in there, the first thing that first big win would be to send them an e-blast, right? That's a one-time email that's going to go out to your contacts. Let them know, something that's happening or anything that you want to talk about. Next is your drip campaigns, which is going to be a combination of different emails, and after you segment your book of business and things like that, right? And don't forget about being able to go signing up for those classes, even if it's a live session that you can't attend, sign up for them anyway, and we'll make sure you get a copy of the recording. Any other questions before I let you guys go?
I don't think so. I think you answered a lot of it in detail. And guys, any questions? This is all be recorded. You can go back at your leisure and check it out. It'll be posted on the